I saw the one with the robots.
Held up pretty well. The robot one's not real.
It's not real?
No. That one's fake.
Damn.
That's a fake. That's a CGI thing. With the Tesla bots?
That's all you saw. Just leave me, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. Sorry. I hate to
He said, they got me. Episode 69.
There it is.
There we
my
go.
favorite number.
All right. So for this week, we don't have a whiskey in particular. We're just going back through the catalog because I have accumulated way too much whiskey and we have to work our way through it a little bit. It's also a special episode, being that it's 69. Also, we've not had an episode in quite a while. So I just thought if we didn't review a whiskey, it might give us a little bit extra time to kind of catch up and reflect on our time apart. You all right, buddy?
Cool.
Yeah, what
Going
my
somewhere?
headphones at?
He got lost.
It's a great question.
Oh, damn. That is a good question.
There's a set of headphones right there.
Okay.
Those would go to him. There's only
Yeah,
three
they
plugged
can
in.
go to him.
I mean, I don't
No,
really
it's
need
three.
them.
So it's him. Those will go to him.
It's just like,
I rotated around.
Truthfully, I mean, it's not needed.
but when you guys are talking, like I can really hear.
Here, do you?
Yeah,
Here.
yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
It's all right. Headphone up, baby. We've
Raw
got
dog
time.
phones, raw dog
got
headphones. It's all good.
We'll wait.
There we go, baby.
There you go. Now you're locked in.
And here comes 5. All
Very
right.
good.
Locked in. Dogs are getting settled in. All right. Well, what did you start with? Do you remember what you started with?
What is it? The Japanese whiskey.
Oh,
which one?
okay.
Is it
I can't
Kaio?
recall the exact pronunciation of it, but a Japanese whiskey, very good. I
Yeah.
like that. I love it. I have not selected a whiskey. I may take a taste at some point.
Okay.
I'm on amoxicillin for a wisdom tooth
Just
infection.
raw dogging it.
Yeah.
Raw dog.
So, gonna go easy if I do imbibe.
Okay.
But
Are they gonna extract or?
that's a great question. I'm expecting at some point, yes, we're gonna do an extraction. I'm not really sure the timeline on that. It's a tricky time of year, right? Holidays.
Kaio. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, hand it to me, John.
I've got holiday parties. I've got travel for work. I've got personal travel.
Well, I'll say this: I had my wisdom teeth taken
So-
out, and
What age? What age did we do this?
17.
Okay, so a young
man, Courtney.
A young man.
Much fuller hairline.
When did you get yours taken out?
17.
That's generally the trend. You
Yeah.
have anybody have their wisdom teeth in this group?
I do
No,
not.
mine have been gone since I was like
Gone.
13.
I never had an issue.
I've never gone to
So
the
you
dentist.
still have those.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I mean, here's the other thing. If I do have them, they're not prominent because they're not. I don't have huge teeth in the
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have one member here who has their teeth still. I mean, I have my teeth still,
Sure.
but mine are obviously a problem.
Sure.
They got to go. You've
Never had a
adapted.
Yeah, I've never had a problem.
You've
You are
adapted.
the alpha male
Are they
here.
out? Do you use them, or are they beneath the surface? Have you ever had an X-ray? Do
yes,
you know if you
yes,
have
I
them?
could. I have had an X-ray. I don't know the answer to that question.
So they've never pointed to an X-ray and been like, "Those are your wisdom."
Well, they
teeth."
probably have, but it probably was a long time ago, and I
Okay.
don't remember that.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So
And unfortunately, it also has been a long time since I've been to a dentist. COVID
yeah,
wrecked my appointment, and then I never rebooked it.
dude.
Yeah.
It's
Get
been
back on
forever.
that. Yeah,
It's
man.
been forever. For
Yep,
me.
yep, yep. Not great.
I found a new dentist in the heart of COVID, and
perfect time.
Perfect time. Nobody was there. I'm in. I'm early for my appointments. They're like, "Come on." in."
Yeah.
So that's been good for me.
No, I walk into a dentist's office or a doctor's office like I am a fish out of water these days.
Yes.
It's just been so long. Even when I hit the dentist's office this time, they were throwing paperwork at me and all kinds of stuff because they've not seen me in decades.
Yeah, they want like your decades.
They
want
don't
like
even-
your
They don't even know you anymore.
Yeah, I'm new.
Your mouth is totally changed. They want records. They
whatever,
want to know. Yeah.
Whatever documentation they've had on me, they have since thrown out for sure.
I
it's
went
been
through
gone.
that phase when post college, didn't really have good dental, right? And I didn't have like a primary dentist for like a while, like years, right?
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until like I moved to New York that I was like, all right, I got to get back on top of my tooth game. Like I don't want to like
Yes.
not have any side teeth and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me?
You feel me? So they were like, yeah, we got to do the works, and I'm like, let's just slow down.
Yeah, take some time.
Let's just do it like
Does my insurance cover the
the
works?
works. Yeah. They're talking about mouth debriding and air brushing and all kinds of tools with batteries. I'm like,
You said tools with batteries.
let's slow down real quick.
Yeah.
So let's start with the cleaning.
Has anybody ever like shopped dentists or like compared? So like for example, if I go in,
That's a funny question.
I'm gonna get these 4. I got 4 wisdom teeth, right? They're probably gonna want to just take them all out. I'm guessing, right? I don't know what the bill is on that. Now I have dental insurance, but it's obviously not going to cover everything. We're in America. It's how
I think
it
it
works.
might.
God bless.
It
It will
won't.
not.
You should be all right.
100% won't. I'm not even sure if it will.
75%.
I don't even know if it'll cover it, period, because I have heard some people say that their dental, like their insurance considers it an elective procedure.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I
That's
don't.
crazy.
Generally, dental. I've not on the dental plans I've had. I've never had it cover 100% of anything except the cleaning, the
Yes,
semi-annual
correct,
cleaning.
correct.
Yes.
So
But
that's
I've never seen a plan that covers 100% of any service.
I know for a fact that's mine. It says that it'll cover percentages dependent on the I guess like the severity of the procedure. There's like different breakdowns, but I don't know. I have heard from some other people that their insurance would not cover the wisdom tooth thing because it's an elective
You're
thing.
absolutely right.
Now,
Yeah. Because-
maybe my situation will be different because now it's impacted.
Now it's painful.
And it's infected.
And
Maybe
it's
I'm
causing
gonna-
your health to decline.
this
Yeah.
could work for me. I don't know. But back to my original question, which is, has anybody ever like gotten a scope of work from a
estimate.
dentist or a doctor for that matter and been like, I'm gonna go down the street and see what the deal is down
I'm
there?
gonna take your
Never done
quote,
that.
and then I'm gonna go to Dr. Stanley down the street, see what
Yeah.
he quotes.
because like
And
every
then do you price match?
and not that like I've gone through a lot of like procedures, but like I feel like most people in my life that get things done, they just get bills after the fact.
They just do
They
it.
get it done,
Yeah.
and then they leave the hospital or whatever,
Never get a second opinion.
and they don't know.
Right, and then
what-
you find out.
They don't know
Yeah.
what it's going to cost
right.
Yep.
at all. So I'm interested. I'm gonna ask this. I actually have an appointment tomorrow with
Ask them, do they
with a
price match?
surgeon,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna ask some questions. I want to learn a little bit about.
If
how
I find a
this
surgeon
works.
that's going to do this for cheaper, will you like
yeah,
Will you
hook me
price
up?
match?
Price match.
And why do you
price
why do you
match.
why is your rate your rate? What
Yeah.
can you
I mean, I just
what can
don't.
you do for me?
Yeah, like, do you price it out per tooth? How does it work? I don't know.
Can you
Do I
stamp
get-
my punch card?
Yeah, is this like I get 3 teeth,
That's
one
your
for
Costco
free kind of deal? I don't know. Anyway,
You know what? I also
that's where we're at right now.
and
That's what's going
I
on
don't
in
know.
my life.
maybe you guys are have more knowledge about this particular question than I do.
Guarantee I don't.
But we're all Americans here, so I doubt it.
God bless.
America.
America.
I can't not say it now.
America.
So
Roll Tide roll.
what I don't understand in American healthcare is why is my mouth and my eyeballs not included in my regular healthcare package? Like,
Great question.
why is it a
Because-
totally different provider?
Why is flood insurance not covered in your homeowner's insurance? It's so they can make more money.
It makes
that's
no
the way
sense.
it works.
If I have a heart attack and I go to the emergency room, I'm covered under this.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go to the dentist and my dental package is not up to par with
Yes.
my regular
Yes.
health, like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It should all be congruent.
Or what happens if you have a dental issue
That causes your health.
that causes other health
It
issues?
should
Because
all
that
be
has to be a
right.
thing.
It has to be.
right?
Yeah.
Something
Teeth in-
happens
teeth
all of a
in-
sudden.
That's the thing they worry about infections in your teeth. They could
Yeah.
spread to other places in your body.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Literally
saying.
your heart.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
be in my brain.
Yeah.
Could
Then
be
what?
in my heart.
Then what?
Who's covering that? Who's going to bicker over those numbers?
And believe it or not, doctors, so I know this from working at a dental-based nonprofit, doctors really do fight over who's going to get payment for a procedure.
What part of the procedure?
What part of the
That's
procedure.
crazy.
So like if you get an infection that spreads and
Yeah.
like say it's in your lungs now, they fight with what insurance is going to cover
Let's just split it down
the
the middle.
procedure.
Just put it down.
Split it down the middle. Like,
Anyway,
Sounds like the fairest thing.
Anyway.
this has been a great way to kick off episode 69.
American healthcare system.
It's almost
stinks.
like we should vote for progressive health care in this country.
Oh,
Like a goddamn broken record.
This guy.
I wouldn't mind it. I mean, Canada does it.
I mean, the whole EU does it.
I think a lot of places do it.
Yeah, a lot of places do it.
I mean, we can rattle them off, but you could probably name. There's probably fewer places that don't do it.
But
You know what I mean? We could probably name those
Yeah.
faster.
let me tell you something.
Yeah, tell us something.
God bless America.
There you go.
Indeed.
Never leave.
Back to back.
Two-time
World War champs.
There we go, baby. 2 times.
Does one of you have the hat? Do you have a hat that says that? I feel like we've talked
I
about
don't
that.
have
kinda
the
want-
hat. I
I
know
want
somebody
one.
who has a shirt though.
It's a 2-time World War champs.
Yeah, back to back World War champs.
Back to back. Got a little shady in Vietnam. But
Man,
Roll
you
Tide,
can't
roll.
win them all. Dude.
Quality.
You can't win them all. But
Love your
you win
shirt.
the ones that count. The ones that count. Yeah, dude.
The ones
shout
that
out
count.
to
Little Stavros.
shout out to
Little
Stabby.
Stavros. I went to the show.
You did?
Pretty great.
You say
Pretty
something to
good.
him?
I didn't know. I did not. I did not. I was not ever within like
Distance.
reasonable
Yeah.
distance. Even if I was, I'm not really a
He's
participant in that way. I don't want to like shout things to people.
Yo, like, yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? There's definitely people in the crowd that are trying to get some crowd work going. So they're trying to antagonize or interact.
Hecklers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I mean,
feel
it's
you.
all in like.
I meant like
good
after the
jest,
show, like,
but-
did you like introduce yourself?
No, I mean,
From what I hear, he's like a really, really cool guy.
I think he probably is, but I don't. He was not like standing around doing meet and greets afterwards. I mean, they're pretty big shows. It's not as if he's. It's not like you're in a room of 100 people. It's significant.
As I was saying,
but
like previous, before we got on air, I didn't know that the character that he does, Baltimore Ronnie,
Yes.
was a character.
Yeah.
And Taylor would send me the clips,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be like, "Yo, this dude is nuts!"
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm like, this dude is nuts, and it's very much like everything he's saying. Like he plays Baltimore Ronnie like to a T. I was telling Josh like everything about him is like super North Baltimore.
yeah,
Like, just if you've ever seen any of Stavi's stuff, Baltimore Ronnie is great. Then on the back of his shirt, it says,
it's honestly not too far off from who he really is as a person.
Yeah,
there's
it's just an
of accent.
exaggerated-
Yeah, it's like an
yeah.
exaggerated accent. He has less of the Baltimore accent in reality, but
so good. Shout out to Stavi.
yeah, the man, dude, a classic.
What are we talking about today?
What have you? Oh my gosh, dude! There's got to be so many things. Squid Games, the show. Have you been watching
Yeah.
the challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Is the last episode out yet? I've
I don't
caught,
think so. I think
I've
I've
seen
watched
everything
like
but the last episode.
3 or 4. These people are really invested, like weirdly invested.
I mean, there's $4.65 million, $4.56 million on the line. It's a lot of cash. Dude.
I've-
You're gonna be invested.
My favorite part though
Do tell.
is when someone gets eliminated because they're just like talking, and then the ink patch just kind of like
The little, like,
pops,
squid,
and they
like,
gotta
explodes.
act like they died. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's so great.
It's very well done.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's seemingly
Yeah.
very well done.
I've
What's up,
never
Josh?
heard of this show.
Did you
I
ever
don't
watch?
know what
Did
the
you
problem
watch-
is.
did
Oh,
you
no, I
watch-
didn't watch the original. No.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
But I've never heard of this.
The challenge.
The challenge.
The
So
I
challenge,
saw
right?
it.
Yeah.
I saw it on Netflix, and I just scroll right past guys, assume it's going to be stupid.
it is stupid. It's a
Oh.
game show.
I mean,
Okay.
here's the thing. It's weird because the show that it's based on obviously is a pretty dark
Yes.
subject matter, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's an interesting thing to try to kind of separate the two, but from a reality game show perspective, they've done an incredible job of recreating all of like
Oh,
the
yeah.
games and I mean
Produced
everything.
very
It's
well.
literally
Yeah.
like you're watching. It's funny. I actually when we started watching the show, the challenge, I went back and rewatched the actual Squid Game.
Very
I was like,
synonymous.
oh,
Like
man,
they did a great job of
Yeah.
threading. Like it's really an offshoot of.
and there's so many things that like even small things like the containers that like their food come in,
yes.
or even the meals that they eat. The meals are the same meals that are actually in the show.
Really?
It's very accurate.
And if you didn't watch the show for whatever reason and you end up competing in this show, you're not going to win because the show is literally a blueprint for how you should win the game show.
It's very interesting, but it's been very controversial because obviously a lot of people feel as if it's like the concept of the show was really pretty like bleak and like I don't know. So to make a game show off of it is kind of feeding
To make a
into-
game show off of a show based off of a game show,
Yeah.
when the tenets of the game show weren't really the greatest, and now you're making the same game show.
Yeah. You
People
literally-
feel like there's some shady stuff going on.
It's a life imitating art thing.
But it's the largest game show like audience like participation thing of all time. It's the largest cash prize of all time.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. 4.56 million, I think.
dumping cash into that bucket. I was like, yo, that's a lot of money.
Only X Factor US had a larger prize at $5 million.
Oh, damn.
Damn. Still life-changing
Come on.
money.
But still, yeah, it's pretty significant.
But that's why people are invested.
Yeah.
You're talking about like participants of the show being invested, or you're saying intent?
Yeah,
like
no,
people that are watching.
the participants.
Yeah, that's why they're invested.
Very, they're just like weirdly invested in like each other.
Well,
They're
you
doing the
have to
game
be.
show
It's a
thing.
lot of psychology.
Yeah. They're doing the game show thing. I guess that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to make allies
Yes.
and like we got to vote people off. But I think the mechanics of the game, they already know that. So they, in some instances, they play against the people who are like, oh, we got to make an ally. They're like, all right, great. Now you guys play against each other in the next game.
What's very impressive about how the show is structured, I mean, obviously it's like there's a huge psychological component to it, but every like different strategy of how to play a game show really comes into play throughout the entire course of the show. And you have to pick the right moment to kind of do each thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like allies are important, but only at certain times do you want to have an ally. Because there are times where if you have allies, you're definitely going to lose.
It's going to hurt you.
So it's like this really weird thing of it's like you really just have to, there's a luck component almost to it in the sense that like you really have to know exactly when, or just be lucky as to when you find allies, fall out of an alliance, or you choose to backstab somebody or befriend somebody. I don't know. It just all feels like so
strange.
So strange.
I've enjoyed the few episodes I've watched already. I do want to get back and finish it up, but it's very weird. I don't know. It's just and part of me it has that thing about watching it where you're like, these people don't really exist. Like these people have to be playing a character.
No, dude,
but
they're
real people.
Exist.
Like they're real people.
Exist.
It's so weird.
Yes,
Like
100%. You know how many people trying out for a show like that? It's got to be in the millions. I don't even know how you would vet. They're casting for season 2 right now. There's a huge thing online. You can go apply, which I'm sure. But again, it has to be millions of people.
I'd kill at that game. I should apply.
That's the thing. It's anybody could win. Like you don't have to be fit.
Nope.
You don't have to be smart.
No.
You don't have to be a good people person.
You don't have to be young.
You don't have to be like. There's no. That's what makes the game so
no
interesting.
existing criteria for who can win. That's
Yes.
just crazy.
It's very like malicious in that sense, but also so interesting because truly anybody can win.
Anybody can take it.
Anybody can take it is right. It's wild.
We talked about
Truly chaos.
Final episode drops today.
how many is it?
Wednesday.
10. Oh, I've watched like 4.
Okay.
So I just got
I'm all caught up to episode 10, except for that came out today. So
What's
I just
the
need to
last
watch that.
game we finished? Marbles. Which episode was it?
Marbles?
When they did the marble game.
Oh, yeah. That is. You actually saw the marbles game, so that's the first episode of the second drop. So I think you're on episode maybe like 6.
Okay, got it.
I wanna
Because we just
say-
let it run.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like something you can like literally just let run
Yeah.
in the background and like, oh, come back and pick it up. And like, oh, they got eliminated? Oh, wow, I don't need to rewind.
Yeah.
It was great. We let it run just like all Thanksgiving. Like just
It's a dark show.
That's
for
what you do.
Thanksgiving.
You know, you
Dark
get the
show for
family
Thanksgiving.
over
watch people die.
and watch people die.
That's right, baby. Hell yeah. What else, man? There's got to be so many things that we have watched in between now and the last time we got together.
I watched a ton of shit.
Infinite.
What am I watching right now? Monarch.
Oh, we can talk about Monarch.
I love Godzilla. I
Don't
think
like
he's an
it.
amazing guy.
Don't like it.
You know, I don't like the show, but I'm
like the
watching it
show.
because I'm hoping at some point Godzilla is going to come through. And I love Kurt
I
Russell.
don't think Godzilla's coming through. It feels way too like hokey to me, which is a bummer.
It is hokey. It's a bad show. I'm not going to front. It's a bad show.
But you know
I'm
what's
watching
frustrating
it because I'm
is,
hoping
like-
Godzilla comes through and just wreck shit.
The reviews, and I guess you got to take reviews with a grain of salt these days, but they were all relatively positive.
It has a deep espionage aspect to it, which I'm assuming a lot of people love. It's not badly written. It's just not good.
I think the writing is not the best. I think the acting
It's kind of hokey.
pretty bad.
You know, I said this.
All the characters are like way too on the nose.
The son,
Like they're trying.
the siblings suck. They
Dude,
stink.
They're all so
The
like
Tessa Thompson lookalike.
transparent
What's
to
her
me.
name? The black chick.
I can't remember her name, but yes, the
Yeah.
little hacker.
Yeah.
Does, like the computer stuff.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah.
But we finally got Kurt Russell, and he's amazing.
I feel like the concept of it is great, and I really wish they could pull it off. It's just
It's
too
not.
goofy.
It's
too
so
goofy.
and this is what really got me. The catalyst for me going into this was I saw the reviews and the Rotten Tomato score for Godzilla -1,
Oh yeah, now those are
and I was like, "Yo, that's got a fresh like 100%."
yes.
So I was like, "Wait, all right." I check everything Godzilla King Kong, like just cause
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
It's meaningless. I can watch it and not be invested. And then like a day later, Godzilla Kong, that movie's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I got confused. I wanted to see like what's canon, what's not.
There's
So-
too much.
Right. So Monarch is canon to
Kong,
Kong Island
like the Kong series,
Right.
Of
Godzilla.
movies. Yes.
and Godzilla versus Kong.
Yes.
So those three movies,
Yeah.
Monarch is
They're all in the same
Right.
canon.
Godzilla,
Godzilla
-1
yeah, is
is
different.
its own thing.
Yes.
So I was like, why is this owned this thing that's being like so acclaimed not part of this like universe?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like that whole Batman thing. Like we got the Snyderverse and then there's the Batman. Like
Well,
over
I
here.
mean, Godzilla -1 is also like a Japanese film. Like it's not a US.
it's not a
No, it's not a US thing at all.
Oh wow.
So it's all going to be, I mean, it'll be in subtitles. Like it's all in Japanese, but it's a whole Japanese production and actors and everything. This has nothing to do with like the American mainstream kind of Godzilla Kong, universe. It's being
can't wait to see it.
built, but it looks really good.
Yeah,
and
I've heard
it
amazing
is so good, in fact, that obviously it's getting a theatrical release in the United States. And I've seen a lot of reviews on it that have just been over the top. I
Yeah.
was watching one the other day. Somebody was saying it's the best movie of the year.
Godzilla. the
Seems
best movie
crazy.
of the year.
Godzilla -1, dude.
Godzilla. Do you know why it's called -1?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
I have no idea. I've tried not to read too far into it just because
You don't want to spoil it for
well,
yourself.
that's something that I think, given the reviews being so positive, I want to watch and not, I don't
Gotcha.
know. I mean, maybe it's a spoiler, maybe it's not. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm stoked. But Monarch, yeah, not the best, dude. Not the
Nah, it's
best.
good,
It's
yeah.
another Apple TV like super soft delivery. Not-
Yeah, and then they like you only get like 2 to 3 minutes of a monster show.
I don't
Which
really
is
even
not-
care about that so much. I like the idea of there being a TV show
story
series
based- yeah.
that kind of is like has some of like the underpinnings of Monarch and what it is. Like it really is kind of the bedrock of some of the movies. I love that idea. I'm totally down, and I don't need Godzilla in every single episode. But
I do. I need them.
It's just not
stomping
great.
on people,
It's not great.
blowing fire, like Godzilla. Like I need that.
No, not happening, dude. You're not gonna get it. What's up, Josh?
What's up, Josh?
No.
You want to spoil something for us?
No, I was gonna ask a question that I thought was dumb, but now I'm on the spot, so I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Let's go, baby.
Does Godzilla blow fire?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's blue because he absorbs radio active materials.
Yes.
So it's kind of
Okay.
like how we absorb oxygen and blow out carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
He absorbs radioactive materials
Okay.
and then blows it back out.
The question
It's
is it like actual fire?
Is it- yeah, is it
or
like-
is it
or
like
like-
a radioactive like blast of some kind?
Sure.
blue. I think it's
I don't
fire.
know. I think it traditionally was fire for sure, but I feel like in the more recent iterations of Godzilla that I've
It's been
seen,
more
it's
of
been
a-
blue.
Yeah.
Or it's been like a color.
Blue,
It's
yeah.
not been like a traditional like flamethrower
Yeah.
style kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're just I don't know. Maybe
So
they're just,
apparently it's,
saucing it up a little bit for us.
It's atomic heat beam known as atomic breath. Nuclear energy that generates inside of its body uses electromagnetic force to concentrate into a laser-like high-velocity projectile and unleashes it from its jaws in a burst of blue or red radioactive beams.
So it's whoever's writing the story, whatever color they want.
It's a radioactive beam, bro.
I like it.
Don't get caught up in that.
Incredible.
Ruin your day. dude.
Absolutely incredible.
They need to do a Mentos commercial with Godzilla. That would make so much sense, right? It's got this hot radioactive breath,
You gotta pitch it, dude.
and then
You gotta pitch it to him.
somebody just throws them a Mentos. You know what I'm saying, miss those commercials.
What else you been watching? What else you
Let me
have?
look. I wrote it down.
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
He did.
I've been going through a lot of like cult TV shows.
That too.
Twin Flames on Netflix. I don't know if you saw this. This is a little bit more of a modern take on a cult. Little, like a younger guy, and I guess his wife trying to pair people up. And the idea is that they will help you find your twin flame, which is basically like your other
Soulmate,
half,
your
if you will,
soulmate,
your soulmate. And if you join the cult, they basically guarantee that they'll find that partner for you.
Very strange.
Really?
And yeah, it's interesting. And the general concept, not to ruin it for anybody, but the big controversy, it's still a practicing cult, like it still exists. But the big controversy behind it is that eventually they only had women joining the cult. They didn't have enough men. So they started telling all these women that they were transgender and they needed to change over so that they could be paired up with the remaining women in the cult. And so a bunch of these women all got,
Penis jobs?
they all got swapped. And then they all paired up with women in the group.
Y'all shut up.
Penis jobs.
Vaginal trans.
Sorry.
What do you call it?
I don't know, but penis job. He's just really funny. I mean, it's logical. Why would it not be? But I doubt that's what it's called.
I mean, there's
it's not
got to
called.
be a medical term for
Sure,
it. Can we look it up? What's it called, guys?
Yep. What
Somebody
is the
want-
Google
does
search?
somebody want to
On
search
your
that?
computer.
Here we go. Private browsing.
What is the procedure called?
Medical term?
Sex reassignment?
Yes, but what is
Sex reassessment.
Yeah, but
Okay.
what is? There's got to be a medical term for it,
Add
like
penis.
rhinoplasty.
What is the-
What's
like a-
rhinoplasty for?
Phalloplasty.
Phalloplasty.
Is surgery for masculinizing gender affirmation.
Okay, there we go. So that's
Click
what's
that
going
thing on.
Okay, so that's
That's
the twin
first
flame.
hit from Johns Hopkins Medicine.
There you
Is
go.
it like a click?
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing because I reread the search term. Medical term, sex reassignment. Add penis.
Add penis. Yeah.
We're all
Okay,
learning.
all
We're all
right.
learning.
I can honestly
And
say that's
scene.
one thing I've never Googled. So,
Here we are. It's like I didn't either.
but you're like,
So yeah, twin flames, man. You can sign up now. They're
no.
looking for men.
no,
I'm okay.
They're looking for guys.
I'm taking.
Okay,
Chanel might go though. She hates me.
let her know, dude. Let her know. Send her a link, dude. Drop her a link.
I'm just.
Obviously,
I'm gonna
there's
airdrop her this
obviously
link
there's like
mysteriously
misappropriation
slash.
of funds and all kinds of other illegal activities that are taking place. If you're into that
Of course,
kind of
any
thing,
cult. I think so. Yeah.
check it out. Anyway, carry on.
Ninja Turtles. Watch that.
Oh, the new one, the
Mutant
animated
Mayhem.
one,
Yeah.
Mutant Mayhem. How was it?
It was good.
I can't remember if the reviews were positive or not. I thought it was kind of got mediocre reception.
Yeah, I think if you're a Ninja Turtles fan and you just like cartoons as a grown man like me, very strange.
Yes.
You'll enjoy it. I enjoyed it enough to be like, okay, all right, cool. It does. I think with any adaptation, the person that's creating it takes their own liberties and creates the characters in what they would in their interpretation. And I think this interpretation was pretty cool. Like they were actual teenagers, and it does the whole thing of like we want to be heroes, but we are still fundamentally like teenage kids. And
Yeah.
like, how does that work and they're actually in the modern world? And I think every time we've seen, this is the first one that's kind of combined like living in the actual modern world
yeah.
with animation
Yeah.
and this kind of teenage adaptation of them. Because like when you get the teenage adaptation, like the kiddie kind of iteration of them, it's real kiddie and hokey, like the cartoons that are on Nickelodeon. And then when you get the movies, they're like kind of like real adult, like the ones done by Michael Bay. So this
Yeah.
was kind of like, it kind of met us right in the middle. I thought
That's good.
It was kind of cool, man.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Is it streaming on anything
Paramount?
other than Plex?
I think. Yeah.
Shh. Guys.
I think it's Paramount. Paramount or Peacock, because I watched it on one of those. It's one of
Okay,
them.
all right.
What is it called? Sorry.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I wasn't there for it. Sorry.
Mutant Mayhem.
So another, this is a show, not a movie, that kind of I think falls into the same category. But the new Goosebumps. Have you?
I keep
have
seeing
you
that.
checked this out
And I haven't.
with Justin Long?
I keep seeing the commercials on Disney Plus.
It's great.
Let's see if I can get Clark to watch it with me.
It's very good.
I heard it's really good.
Very good.
Yeah, she's into like she's getting into that age where she's kind of like
Yes.
stumbling into more kind of like adult, rather like I don't want to say adult because it's not really adult, but it's like
not. No, it's not. It's definitely like young teen kind of spooky vibes.
Spooky vibes.
It's never like over the top or anything that's like that's really aggressive. I mean, it's definitely made for an older audience. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. If you ever watch like the original Goosebumps, they were made for like children. You know what I mean? So this is certainly more. If you didn't watch any of Wednesday, did you?
a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of in that category of show.
My only
like that demographic. It's for that age range.
I didn't enjoy. I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy Wednesday. I just thought like Addams Family has always been very self-contained, and like the whole like world building aspect they were doing to it like kind of turned me off because I was just like, I get it. You're trying to create more lore, but I was like, Addams Family is always just kind of like hokey pokey fun, and like about the family and them overcoming like whatever the immediate threat is. You know what I'm saying? So
I like the show a lot. I think we talked
Wednesday?
about this,
Same.
yeah, I thought it was great quality.
I liked the world building aspect of it. Like
Really?
it's kind of like it's like a darker Harry Potter kind of thing or something. You filled
That's
kind
a
of
good.
that void
That's a
a
good.
little bit.
Yeah.
And I also think it's tough too when you're doing the Addams Family like show in contrast to the movies, which both are relatively self-contained kind of within the house and all that. So it's like, do you really want to compete with that directly, or do you want to kind of indirectly do your own thing while taking a lot from that? So I don't know. I appreciated the world building aspect of it. And I think at some point we'll get the house thing, or like, get more into like what you're talking about, that more like isolated concept at some point. But I think the direction of do a little world building, build an audience, and then once you've captured all of that,
bring it back.
Maybe try to compete with the older movies a little bit. Because I think if you come right out of the gate, just like trying to recreate
just a
the
new
movies,
thing. Yeah.
Then I feel like everybody's going to compare the two like instantly, and that's a tough thing to be up against.
Did I show you? Clark was Wednesday for Halloween.
No,
Did I show you the picture?
I don't think so.
All right.
I love that though.
Find us something and
Hell
I'll
yeah,
talk
dude.
about it, and I'll find a picture for you real quick.
I love that. Let's see. What else? I did the new David Fincher movie, The Killer on Netflix.
How do you feel
Michael
about
Fassbender?
Yes.
Yes,
Michael
I watched
Fassbender.
that.
You watched that?
Yes.
You watched that? Yeah.
I loved it.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
It's
I won't
not
say I loved
it's not David Fincher's strongest effort by any means, but I would say that I enjoyed it.
I thought it was fun.
I thought it was fun. I did.
I thought, first of all, I'm a big fan of Michael Fassbender.
Oh my God, dude. That's amazing.
It's great, right?
That's
Josh.
so good.
Oh,
I agree. Michael Fassbender, also a big
really
fan.
good. Yeah.
she killed it. I think Michael Fassbender was awesome. It was a little slow. And I don't know if you can do slow with the narration, right? Because it kind of, because Chanel fell asleep in like the first 20 minutes. She was just like, this is slow.
Yes. The first like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes of it is definitely on the slower side. You have to have some
But then
patience.
it immediately picks up.
Yes.
And once it picks up, it's good. It just, it keeps going. But those first 15 to 20 minutes of him just kind of like narrating, and I guess it's apropos because it shows how meticulous he is, and then and it leads to the domino effect from the one mistake.
Yes.
And I appreciate it. I just think we could have got there. Like we could have got there like within the first 5 minutes. We didn't need that 20-minute dialogue.
Yeah, there's something that I think was probably intentional to a degree, because I think what they were trying to set up is actually how boring that can be in that job.
Yeah.
And I think they wanted you to feel
Be bored.
in that place with him.
Yeah.
And all the internal like dialogue he's having with himself, eventually like, you know what I mean? Like that's what you would do in that situation, I think. So I think they're really trying to like paint that picture for you before they kind of like kicked things off. But I can definitely see how that would be monotonous in the beginning.
It was, I mean, it definitely built for the suspense, because I'm like, in those first 15 minutes, I'm like, is he going to take the shot or not?
it built for
Yes.
Yeah.
it built for being angry when he missed.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, because
Yeah.
when he missed, I was like, okay,
I feel like
now-
you bum.
Now we're here.
Yeah.
We're in it now.
Yeah.
And he like takes off, and I'm like, all right, great. I did leave with some questions, like what is, and it's not the movie's fault.
We're entering the spoiler zone, by the way.
Yeah, we definitely. I'm sorry.
This movie's been out long enough.
It's all good.
Oh yeah, it's been on for weeks.
I'm just making the mention.
Like, what agency is this? You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it's a rogue agency. I don't think it's like a
right. Yeah. You know, and what
this is
year
it's
was
not
this
like a
supposed
John
to be?
Wick thing.
What year was this supposed to be? Because
I think current day.
because he was using flip phones.
He used a lot. He used some like Nokia, like
Yeah,
full screen like
but-
phones. I think because if you are in international markets and you're getting like burner phones on a regular basis, you're not going to be using iPhones or Galaxies or anything like that. Like you're going to be using a lot of that like older
Breaking,
market
yeah, especially
stuff.
something you can break easily.
Do
that
you
once it's
remember
off,
when he
it's-
went to the executive assistant's home to get the
Yes.
address or whatever,
Yes.
bank number or
Yes.
whatever?
Yes.
And that was another thing that stood out to me because I was like, what year is this? She has a big egg clamshell iMac, the blue one,
Yes.
right?
The graphic novel that it's based on was first released in '98,
Okay.
and issues were released through September 2014.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Relatively current time
Right.
frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
I
could
mean,
also be like depending on obviously
late
obviously
90s.
none of
Dated
us
back
have
to
ever
that
seen
time
these
frame,
before,
right.
so right
Yeah.
they could be setting it
In that time
in
that the
that,
books came
yeah.
out.
I
Yeah.
do feel like if you're looking at the vehicles that were in
The
it,
vehicles, the
I feel like
technology.
I felt like the vehicles were relatively modern.
That too.
Like
yeah,
there
it
was
was very
a,
weird.
Like, yeah, I felt like the vehicles were relatively
And when
modern.
he when he first got to where was he in South America or
Brazil.
when he was
No,
in,
he was in DR.
when he was in DR, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When he pulled up to the house and he's looking for whatever's going on, he shuts the music off on the iPad. So
Yeah.
obviously there's some Bluetooth
This
action
is
going
so
on.
strange, right? There's an early 2000 iMac. There's an iPad in his house. They're using Dewey Decimal System to search.
Yes.
It was just all over the place. It
Yeah,
was-
I mean, I think the paper, the manual or paper backup of the clients and all of that stuff, they did, I think, speak to that a little bit in the lawyer's office. Like they did kind of allude to the fact that he was an old school guy and he
gotcha.
would have an offline record somewhere
Yeah.
of what was going on, which does make sense. Like you would probably not keep that type of info in the
Digitized
cloud.
on a-
Yeah, you
on a-
probably wouldn't
on a server
digitize that.
somewhere.
So that all, I don't know. I tracked with all that a little bit. Yeah, I mean, again,
all
you
in
know,
all, I'd give it a strong 8.5. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
I enjoyed it, and for something that was on Netflix, I would probably give it a little bit of a higher score just because it's a Netflix thing. You know what I mean? And most Netflix movies are pretty bad, pretty awful.
and Michael Fassbender.
On the Fincher scale, I'd put this somewhere in the middle. I think
yeah, he's got better.
he has
stuff.
significantly better movies. There are some really great scenes, like the one fight scene in the dude's house.
Oh,
down in
that was
Florida.
awesome. Yeah,
like
that was
those.
awesome
There are
scene.
some of those moments that are just. It's worth watching it just for
Because
that.
at one point I'm like, he's out of his league. I don't know how he's
Dude,
gonna.
that was an incredible
That was
sequence.
a dope scene. I was like, I don't know how he's gonna get out of this.
It's worth watching.
Yeah,
Just for that.
yeah,
For sure.
A lot of sports. I'm watching a lot of sports. A lot of
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of Ravens. In season basketball tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got some predictions on that? Couple games left. You think Ravens land top seed? Or
Yeah,
what
let's
do you
talk
think?
about it. We clinched number one seed.
I don't think we're sitting in the first seed right now.
We are because
I thought Miami was.
no, they lost when what's the name when Cincy won. No,
They
Miami.
played
Miami
Jacksonville.
is the top seed.
Yeah.
But it'll keep flipping
Because we're
us-
tied,
because
but it-
We're
yeah.
tied. It'll keep flipping,
But
but
we
we
are
also
both number one in
we
our
have more
division.
divisional losses
Right, which puts us at number 2. That's why we're number
because
2.
Miami's only have one divisional loss.
So stupid. Like,
Well, we have the same. We've played more divisional games than they have.
right. So we have the same record, but we have more divisional losses, which puts us at number 2.
Yes.
Now Miami has to lose. We got 5 games left. Miami's got a pretty easy schedule going out.
And we've got a pretty hard
We've got
schedule.
the toughest schedule
Yes.
for the next 5 games.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
We got LA, San Fran, Miami, Pittsburgh, and is it Buffalo?
I think it's Buffalo.
I think it's Buffalo.
Is that?
That's Sports Center telling me the schedule right now. So I don't know. I don't know if we go 5-0.
No.
We definitely make the playoffs.
Oh, for sure.
Would love a first round bye. Right? That's one game away from the AFC Championship. But I don't think we go 5-0 in the next 5 games. Really tough to do.
Yes.
Especially with like Miami playing the way they're playing.
We got the Rams, Jags, the Dolphins, and the Steelers.
And the Jags
and the
could go
49ers.
either way. We trashed them in Europe.
It's true.
And then
although Trevor Lawrence is out
Yes.
right now.
He is.
What's his injury?
But I don't know how long he's out.
It's not bad.
It's a sprain.
It's like a high ankle sprain or something like that.
Yeah, I think he'll be back by the time we play him. So that's dangerous. And it's just always
In 2 weeks?
Yeah. A high ankle sprain, I think he'll be back.
I bet you he sits one game. I bet you he comes back for us.
He'll be back for us.
Yeah, because they're in the hunt too. So
Yeah.
They're in the hunt. Jacksonville looks really good. So that's going to be tough. And it's always a toss-up. Regardless of how good our record is, whenever we play Jacksonville, it's always a toss-up. I don't know why. They're just, I don't know. We can never really just kind of like, it's either we blow them out or they blow us out. It's never just definitive of what's going to happen. Miami, those Florida teams, man. Florida, man. Jacksonville and Miami. Whenever we play them, we never know how it's going to go. But I think we can beat Pittsburgh, and I think we go 3-2, right? So I think we lose 2 more games.
It's fair.
And we, on the upside, Miami loses a few, and we can pass them and get the first round spot and get the bye. If not, we suit up in week 18 in the first round.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have obviously the first seed. Like it would be cool to play another game here in Baltimore. I do think that the Ravens get a little, I don't know, sloppy when they sit though. Remember the last time they sat, they got the first
Tennessee
round?
and they put their foot in our ass.
Tennessee just blew the doors off us.
It's just,
I don't know. I feel like I'd almost rather keep playing.
yeah, I would hate, because that's 8 games, right? That's 5, round 1, 2, and 3, and then if we get to the Super Bowl, that's 9 straight games,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know if the guys' bodies can take 9 straight games with, if we make it to the Super Bowl 2 weeks.
Well,
now,
there would be a week off in between, but
Right.
So it'd be like 8 straight games.
2 weeks off.
Would it be
and then the
nice
Super
to have a
Bowl,
break in
or
there
a week
somewhere?
off and then the
I
Super
don't
Bowl?
know.
But
man.
I mean, ultimately, it's a good time to be a Ravens fan. We've had some rough couple of years where we win, but then we don't really do anything in the postseason. We either lose in the first round, lose in the second round. Harbaugh says we might be able to get Andrews back by the playoffs, which is super. There's been talks of us getting Zach Ertz. He asked to be released from his contract in Arizona. So that would be great if we could get him to fill in until Andrews gets back.
Yeah.
Alternate him, have him as a good veteran guy in the locker room like OBJ, right? He's a great blocking tight end, and he's not old. He's only like 33. He's still got a good couple years ahead of him. He won a Super Bowl in Philly, so that'd be a great addition. With just add more veteran pieces to these young core great guys that we got. I don't know, man. I think it's a great time to be a Ravens fan, man. I think we can do it. I think we can do it.
I think we can make a deep run.
I think we can deep run.
I don't know if we get all the way to the dance. But
Also, being a Ravens fan is dealing with the reality of having high blood pressure, because every week you never know.
you never know who's going to come out of that field.
So
It's dicey.
Dicey,
out there.
man.
It's
Super
dicey out
dicey.
there, bro. Duvall, what do you think about that Cybertruck, baby?
oh yeah,
I think it's a little expensive.
It's out and
it went
about.
up.
It's out and
Yeah,
about.
it's like 100,000 now, right?
I think they
The
bumped
top
it.
of the line is, I think, 90.
I think it's like
You don't get one?
I think it's like 20K on top of all the prices, more or less.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think initially it was 39,000,
Yes.
and I think now it's basically like 60. starting?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those where they were revolutionary when they announced it, and now
4
I
years
think they're
ago,
kind of
man.
behind the curve. Like, Ford is out, Ford, Chevy, Rivian.
Rivians are nice, man.
I
Yeah.
see a lot of those cruising around. As well.
And right now, I think the only stat that they're kind of beating out on is towing capacity, but it's generally bigger, it's generally heavier, it's generally...
Yeah, I think the look of it is what is the most notable piece, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it bulletproof?
I mean, that's kind of what they're.
No.
It's not...
I feel like that's what they're really going off of.
Right. Yeah.
It's bulletproof to an extent. I mean, the doors are.
The doors.
Yeah, if you don't get hit on the glass, you will probably... You might be okay.
Yeah, because we saw what happened with the glass.
You'll do a lot better in it than if you were not in it.
Yes.
Being shot at, yeah.
But
that's with any vehicle.
Insert any car here, right? Yeah.
If you're getting shot at,
Yeah.
I'd certainly rather be in the car.
I mean, they have the videos online. You can go watch. They take a bunch of guns to it.
Yeah, I saw a few of those. I saw the one with the robots.
Held up pretty well. The robot one's not real.
It's not real?
No, that one's fake.
Damn.
That's a fake. That's a CGI thing with the Tesla bots.
So you saw it just
Yeah.
leave me, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, dude, sorry. I hate to be that.
He said, they got me.
they got me. You hate being got, right? You know
Sorry,
what I mean?
dude.
Like,
I'm surprised you thought that was real.
I don't.
That's why he hates being got.
That's why I hate
Damn, dude.
I don't.
Stavi's not real. Those
Right.
robots aren't
Right.
real. It's just
What is
it's
real,
crashing down
right?
tonight.
And I saw it. I saw it on my phone on like YouTube, and I sat there and I don't know. I think I don't know where I was. I was just sitting down and I was like, those are robots and they're talking and they're shooting guns. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. I was like, oh, awesome. And I put my phone down, and that has been locked in my head as a real video ever since.
They take like a Tommy gun to it and a couple of handguns and something else. They fire at it for a shotgun.
But under what situation would you find yourself needing that, though?
I mean, people get shot at in their cars.
Of course they do. But
Baltimore's on the
But-
rise, man. Number one in carjackings right now, bro.
sure. But also, I feel like, are you going to spend that kind of money with that fear
With
in
the
mind?
intention that I'm gonna be shot at.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
there are people that buy bulletproof or armored
They
vehicles.
do, and they're going to buy an armored vehicle, not a Tesla Cybertruck.
Sure,
I
but
mean, it would be cool.
somebody
But
might
no,
somebody
I
might
don't
say,
think you would.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's half the cost of an armored vehicle. Armored vehicles are like super expensive.
Yes, except an armored vehicle would stop a bullet.
Sure.
Shot through a
true.
window.
Yeah.
True. This is all true, but still.
Yeah. Whose video did I watch? Was it Marquise Brownlee's video?
Yeah, I saw that
on
one.
his review. He's a really long review. It's probably about 30 minutes of the recent customer release of the Cybertruck versus what they said was going to be on it
Yeah.
when they announced it. And it's just hard to believe that was 4 years ago. But they've changed a lot. Like, it actually has a steering wheel versus the
Versus the yoke.
yoke. You have the yoke in your car, right? You have the steering wheel. So they went with the steering wheel. I don't know what's the caveat. So like why they went with the steering wheel versus the yoke.
I think they've had a lot of issues with the yoke. That's what I've seen online anyway. Now that could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. But have you seen the videos of the yoke coming apart?
Oh no.
Oh, I have.
There's a lot of issues with like the
Yeah.
yoke, like the whatever the material is that wraps the wheel, like just peeling off. Like it's just kind of comes off.
And
of
it's like, because there's no top.
Right.
correct.
So you gotta like drive. And I guess that's what you're supposed to do.
It's one of those kind of, for me, it's like, and I did it kind of today, sitting at my desk, I'm like holding my hands for my keyboard, and then, you see those ergonomic keyboards that are
Yeah,
like
where, like,
curved in the
splits
middle,
it,
and you're like,
yeah.
this is the way you should be, but nobody
Right.
would ever do that. Like
Yes.
the yoke,
Like,
I feel like
yeah.
is the same way. This is the way maybe you should be, but
should.
nobody would ever do that.
No. I drive most of the time, like longer drives, I'm probably driving like this or with one hand on the wheel this way. If I'm like super navigating, then yeah, but that's very rare. I mean, like I'm not really in the city often where I gotta maneuver,
Yeah.
like that's when the yoke would probably come in handy.
I think the idea is that it's designed more for like autopilot.
Yes.
Like
right.
the wheel is supposed to be getting more minimal because autopilot is supposed to be doing the bulk of the work.
I don't trust that.
There's like that piece to it. And then a lot of people have said like it's removing obstacles from your lines, like your line of sight. Right?
I do find that
So-
interesting because I was driving the other day. I've been doing a lot of highway driving as of late, going to visit my mom, and I was just like driving one time and I had my arm up, and I had I got my phone up, I got the dash, and I looked down and I looked at Waze. It said I was like way over the speed limit, and I looked at the dash and I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Like the steering wheel was in the way, and I was just like, huh, that's odd.
Sure.
I was like, that's
But on a
strange.
Tesla, your display is here. I mean, I guess on the S and maybe the Cybertruck has it to the S and the X. It is in front of you still, but I feel like you could put that. Like, I feel like it shows it on the screen also.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never driven an S or an
I think
X.
it's just like the visual thing of like sitting and having it just be like totally open in front of you.
Yeah,
Being
it
like a
looks
cockpit.
cool.
I think
Getting
there's
back
something
to
about that,
It
yeah.
looks cool.
Makes
But-
everybody feel like a race car driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're buying a new car, let's say, and they offer you a yoke or a wheel, what are you going to go with?
Okay, so I
Because you're a Tesla
actually
user.
looked into buying
tell
a
me.
yoke and retrofitting, and it's
This
prohibitively expensive.
So it seems like
But I
you
would
would go
also,
yoke.
I want to try it because I've never actually tried it.
Yeah, you've never actually like sat in it.
What are you
and,
looking
like,
for?
Giving it a shot.
Yeah, I've never used it before, so couldn't say.
Interesting.
It does look cool, and that was my primary reason for looking into retrofitting. But
Very good. Very good.
Are you gonna upgrade your car?
no,
You're like, is this your last Tesla?
no, but I mean, not anytime soon, I guess.
Okay.
And I don't know.
guess
I
my
don't know if
question-
it'll be my last Tesla.
That's what I really
don't know.
meant. Like, once you're done with this one, will you be getting another?
I don't know. I think it's going to have to be.
going
It
back-
changes.
Going back to the Ford Focus?
Ultima.
Ultima.
Yeah, just S. I can't afford the upgrade.
Yeah.
No, it's going to come. I guess really what it is at the time, because it changes so rapidly the industry. So I can't say in a
what's-
year, 2 years, 4 years.
What's gonna be your next car? You going electric?
I don't know, man. I really have settled into like SUVs.
Same. Yeah.
I like something that sits up a little higher. I like something that has a little bit more capability as far as like can haul stuff around, throw stuff in the back, like it has a hitch on the back. Like there's just more flexibility. I use it
Oh, yeah.
a lot for that kind of stuff. So it's hard for me to ever see like going back to a car. Emily and I have talked a lot about she drives a Civic right now and she's getting ready to replace that.
She's got a newer Civic too, right?
Yeah, it's like a 2022 or something. But we've talked about
Condensing one vehicle.
well, we talked about like getting rid of the Civic and getting a Tesla or something like a Model 3 for her. And then basically making that, because I don't really drive. So basically just making that our main
Everyday
car.
The normal,
Like
the
our
use,
normal-
the everyday
yeah,
use,
like
right?
she drives more than I do by far. So we just use that as our mode of transportation 99% of the time. And then when we got to go to Home Depot or if it's snowing out or
We take the
something,
truck, yeah.
we'll take the
I think living
SUV.
in Maryland, it's reasonable to, and that's why I went with the SUV, just because our weather is in the winter months is just so unpredictable, and I have
Yeah.
children. I want to make sure that we can maneuver, and if I got to go out and get milk or water or firewood or just whatever, I can do it. My last car, I got stuck in the snow once, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
So yeah, Isaiah, you're probably due for a car soon. What are you thinking?
I'm looking at a Bronco.
They are nice. Those new Broncos
Broncos are
are
cool.
pretty cool. I saw an electric. Are they electric? Do they have the electric ones?
No.
No.
I was at. This is another question. I was at Home Depot,
Yeah.
and this guy came out, and he had it like to the nines. Right, they had the doors off,
Yeah.
souped up snow tires, rims. This was like in the summer too. The roof off.
So he was an asshole.
Oh, absolutely. Thin blue line through the American flag on the back.
There
like,
it is. You're nailing the coffin right there.
He was-
God bless,
he
right?
was- But I was parked like 3 spaces next to him, and I was looking at it.
Well, two, because he was straddling a line.
Yeah, oh,
Two and a half.
definitely was.
Right.
And he actually ended up walking out as I was like standing around. I was like, "This you?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Nice truck, man." I was like, "This new one?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, you got it, brother." And he was like, "Thanks, man." As a man, sometimes that's all you want. Is like another man to be like,
You just want acknowledgement.
yeah, you just want someone to acknowledge that you did some good man shit. And, but he definitely was an asshole. He was nice to me, but I could tell he's Definitely an asshole.
Totally got some ways.
But the Bronco was dope. It was
Yeah.
it's a really, they have those what do you call these colors now on these cars? With it's like a,
Like the bright colors?
no, it's like a pastel gray.
Oh, like mud gray. It's a mud gray.
Mud gray?
Yeah.
Like a gunmetal. You know what I
Gunmetal
mean?
mud.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're calling them colors.
These weird colors now that these cars are coming in. But the Bronco's pretty.
The Bronco is cool.
Also looking
like the look of
into something smaller like the Ford Maverick.
Yeah.
They're like, I guess, city-sized truck. It's
Yeah.
those are nice because it's essentially a car in a truck chassis.
Yeah.
So it gets great mileage. You can park it anywhere,
Yeah.
but it has all the
It has
functionalities
the
of a truck.
capability of it, yeah, which is kind of nice.
And for somebody like me who often is hauling, whether it's camera gear, music gear, everywhere and all at once.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Listen, the Rivian is sick. It's
that's
just
my
too
next truck,
expensive.
It's very expensive.
It's
How
just
much?
too
What's
pricey.
the tag on it?
Like they're like 90.
Yeah, I think it starts at like 90.
Golly.
I mean, I looked at the Rivian site the other day, and I think most of them are spec'd out either a high 80s, mid 80s, high 80s, 90s, right around there.
That's really
I
expensive.
think they maybe start in the mid 70s.
75. It
But
starts.
I've
yeah.
not seen. If you look at inventory, I cannot find one that is actually 75, or at least I couldn't at the time. I don't.
Well,
think.
2024
But still, 75 for a pickup truck.
is the year that manufacturers are going to stop making
Dog.
gasoline vehicles. Right? They're going to. I think Ford is like
24.
I think it's 24 in California. They have to up production on electric vehicles. I think Ford is going to be the first one to do it. So in 2024 in California, they can no longer sell brand new gas vehicles. Correct me if I'm wrong, Josh.
I think we got to look into this.
I'm going to check
Which-
it
I
out.
think that's an aggressive timeline.
I do agree with that.
I agree that that is a thing that's happening, but I think 24.
I thought
is too aggressive.
29 was like the.
I could be wrong on the year.
2035.
Jeez.
California is requiring that all new cars sold 2035 and beyond are zero emission vehicles.
So they signed the bill.
This is from
Sorry.
the California state government.
There you go,
Okay.
baby.
So
You've got some time.
2035 is the year that they're going to, I think car manufacturers are looking to like, all right, we got to transition, right? Because you can't, California is one of the, is what is it? Is it the largest state in the U.S. Compared to Texas?
It's the largest,
It's the largest.
economy.
Right. So if I'm a car manufacturer and I can't sell gasoline cars in that state in 2035, I'm like, by 2035, we have to have a whole fleet of electric vehicles, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're moving in that direction. I think a lot of companies already have a lot of electric options.
Yeah, and like the Chevy Bolt, was at some point only available in California. So the it's kind of a weird system the way that they do it. There's credits that car manufacturers get for certain amount of pollution. So X amount of pollution is X amount of credits that it costs you, and every manufacturer starts the year with X millions of credits, and then you deplete your credits as you sell higher polluting vehicles.
what are these credits good for?
Well, you can only sell X amount of carbon emissions, essentially, is the restriction. But for every zero emission vehicle, you gain credits. So manufacturers like Chevy with the Bolt, when they were just selling it in California, the 500, who makes Fiat 500e, is only available in California. And so they use those sales to offset their higher polluting vehicles elsewhere.
Got you.
So
this
if
educational
you're
show.
Fiat and you sell your 500 and you only sell it in electric in California, let's just say, Fiat doesn't really make huge vehicles in the U.S. anyway, but who owns PSA owns Chrysler and Fiat and whatever it is, well, then they can sell Escalades elsewhere because those are hugely polluting.
In Texas.
But right, exactly. And then you can also buy and sell, and that's how Tesla makes actually in their, I think their most recent yearly filings, a huge amount of their profit came from selling their credits because they sell no gasoline vehicles. So they sell their credits to other vehicle manufacturers so that they can then sell their larger, more polluting
I
vehicles.
love this
My
show, man.
gosh.
We learn something new every day.
That's insane.
Josh, the smartest man in the world.
Jesus. All right, boys. So that's about an hour.
It is.
We'll wrap
It's
it up.
a good hour.
It was a soft episode back in from a long break, but it's good.
Got to ease in there.
Yeah.
Especially during the 69.
Yeah, be a little bit more structure next time. 70. We'll
We'll lean in there.
we'll shape up for 70.
70. We'll get our walkers out.
That's right.
Joint cream.
Amen. On our way to 100.
What else do you use when you're 70?